A kaleidoscopic tale. The stars tick out a lullaby about each kaleidoscopic perspective among men. They seem aware that men will find their rest among the far stars. One man's devil is another man's god. We rave on about each cosmic pro and con. Nothing changes, declares the message of the swirling constellations. The moon leans down to look. Rare rivers wink and laugh. The heavens dispense their blessings. Snow, rain, sun. The woodwinds of an orchestra. An algebra of absolutes explodes in a psychedelic mass of shapes. Rorschachs in the sky. The arrows lacerate the sky, while below the downy snows snuggle like smurfs, all inordinate shapes. When the jet blue tent topples from above, the stars spill out as tears. Yea, all is not well. On winter nights beside the fire we read a fairy tale. The glowing coals builded its pictures. There were smiling faces amidst the coals, and hot bravery exuded. The tale is always of some good and evil battling. Always there was one unbidden guest lurking. So not a fairy tale, but life. Many pleasant things o'ershadowed by a curse. 'Twas of the garden long ago. Was not there a kaleidoscopic plan, a psychedelic origin? The garden of the Lord was not in the first instant, an abode for man, but was specifically a place of reception of man into fellowship with God in God's own dwelling place. Was conceived there within the garden, the principle of life in highest potency, sacramentally symbolized by the tree of life. There was also there the principle of our probationary life. Would we choose ourselves or choose the Lord? This symbolized in the same manner by the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The principle of temptation and sin are symbolized in the serpent, and fourthly, the principle of death for man and beasts and all living things reflected in the dissolution of the body. In Adam, 930 years. At the end of history will appear the second Adam, ageless. The Garden of Paradise being the habitation of God, it too appears at the end of time. The nakedness of Adam was as something arousing sensations of an ethical kind, and this is good, for that the bland perfection in men is not sufficient to love God in a suffered way. This, the knowledge of good and evil, appointed by the Lord to lead man through probation to the state of religious and moral maturity, a higher blessedness connected to you. Good and evil is a kaleidoscope of thoughts and behaviors, a willful matrix governing our lives. Had he withstood temptation, Adam had been illumined to the collision of the two. Man's maturity, even now, is to make a choice for the sake of God and of God alone. Ethics do not move autonomously, but fall to the noblest thing, that we act from personal attachment to God. The garden was not abstract and not a volatile kaleidoscope of being. In its essence, it is us, avoiding multifaceted evil. The root of death is in having been sent forth from God.